Simmons, they cleared out for him. Backing his way in. Spins on Gallinari. Gives it up. Oh, he was right there. And a foul as Thibault goes to the basket. Boy, Simmons, uncontested, had a layup, but he leaves it for Thibault, who makes something out of it and is headed to the line.
Well, but that's when you know that the game is in your head. That's a dunk for Ben Simmons right there.
You tell us that he's so amazing, but then you treat him like a role player. When you guys want to speak about him, you want to speak like he's a fucking role player.
That's true still. Yeah, right. Look at your responsibilities too. You are obligated to finish your contract to its full degree. You have 4 years left. You can't then rock the boat as if you don't have
any incentive.
You have no leverage at this point to enforce your rights on the team.
Ask yourself a real question. Was what Doc said and Joel Embiid significant enough to warrant this response?
They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown.
Yeah, but yes, it's a ring, anani. Askulume, let's talk. It's about the Ben Simmons situation. Makes zero sense to us. The whole situation, I can't understand, and how people choose to interpret it. I don't understand. Do we leave our minds in the sun and we choose not to think of this critically? Like I don't understand.
I'm baffled. I'm bewildered. Akfestani, Joe. Akfestani fuck all.
The whole situation is just cringe. But I love Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
I really enjoy this.
Before we get into anything, that's actually what I want to speak about first. First and foremost, what kind of player is Ben Simmons? What do I think? Ben Simmons is an amazing talent. Before we talk smack or anything that's mad, Ben Simmons is a freaking amazing player. If you don't have Ben Simmons in your top 5 point guards, you bugging. You bugging. If you think that Ben Simmons, oh no, you should not play point guard, and the whole problem with Ben Simmons is shooting threes, you have a freaking problem.
Really?
If you think stop watching ESPN, brother. Stop watching ESPN and start watching ESPN when the games are on. Watch ABC, watch TNT. Stop watching just ESPN when these guys are moving their mouths. Watch Ben Simmons when he plays. That guy's a freaking talent. That guy is amazing. Top 5 point guard. Him and Ben Simmons work. Nah.
Him and Joel
Embiid, sorry. So, what is this? Doc Rivers got into into Philly this year, right? Brett Brown, I was so happy that they got rid of Brett Brown.
Brett Brown.
I said, Brett Brown,
out of his depth.
It's time for you to leave. Why am I happy that Brett Brown? Do I think Brett Brown's a horrible coach?
No, he just wasn't assertive as a coach.
He was soft. He allowed Ben Simmons.
He's too buddy with players. Needs someone that's gonna be the extender. We need you to make plays happen. We need you to shoot. We know that you're exceptional at what you're exceptional at. We need you to do that more often. Your defense, take it to another level, which he did this season with Doc Rivers. Great stuff. We loved Ben's defense this season. We could have put him as defensive player of the year. That's how great he was on D. He was elite from the start till the end. But you could see when he really didn't put in work. No.
The book's out on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons. He doesn't want it.
He's motivating about the coaching. I knew where I was going, but then we were still sticking with
fine, yes, but even with coaching, your coach to try and apply pressure. Ben, we need you to be aggressive this game, whatever. Ben's not aggressive. He takes time off because he cares more about the lifestyle. It's clean. It's clean.
What makes you say
I do not
that,
want. I fit. Sunenza explain the bubang. Ben Simmons only shows up beginning of the season. Shows up All-Star weekend, end of the season. That's someone
big TV games.
Yeah, that's what he cares. He cares about what people think and see and whatever, but actually playing the games, that guy doesn't look like he cares, bro.
It was the exact same thing at LSU. If you to hear scouts and everyone else how they were speaking of Ben Simmons at the time that he was getting drafted, there was the same chatter then that he doesn't show up in big games. He only showed up at the Big Ten tournament or something like that. Wasn't too big on
college like that. No.
So, like, these are things that people have been speaking of on him for the longest time. He's shooting. We see him work on his shooting in the summer, but in the game, we don't see him take shots. What does that tell me? It tells me that he's not putting in the work. He doesn't trust his own shot. He gets told that, listen, you can shoot whenever. You have the green light. Fuck it up if you need to fuck it up. But you don't have that desire in you to be like, you know what, I will try it out and I'll stretch out the court. Giannis, exact same thing. It's the exact same thing with him. You can't shoot. We're giving you the green light to shoot. What happens to Giannis? We tell him, nah,
stop,
you're shooting too much at this point. You're
this is not
relying
for
on
you.
It's the exact same thing with
Westbrook.
Ben and what
Same with
you
Westbrook.
would realize. Shoot some. We're gonna stop you because you're not a shooter. You'll never become that type
But we
of
need
guy
a
in
threat.
terms of shooter. But we need you to knock it down
But it's
here
not,
and there.
Sax, it's not even about that. For me, Ben Simmons does not even have to shoot a ball.
He doesn't.
He just needs to
doesn't.
be aggressive, attack the rim, and that's all I was championing him on this year.
That's
But-
why we wanted Doc in the first place.
No,
to
but the
do
reason
that.
I was happy that Doc was coming in, I was like, okay, Doc, get him to shoot at least one again because Brett
Yeah.
Brown, uhluliwe, kuyenza lokho.
But that's what Brent Brown said, though. He said that's what
Yeah,
he's doing.
but he struggled because clearly Ben was not going to listen to him, right? He couldn't get him to do it. Now I'm like, hey, fresh face, he's going to get this guy. Doc says all the nice things. Nah, this guy, you know, the main
I
emphasis
don't
is
think
not
he
for him
needs
to
to
shoot.
which I agree with. Fully agree. Throughout the season,
He just
never
needs
has
to be freaking aggressive. That's it. That's all I take away from Ben Simmons. Attack the rim a couple of times and you have wide open shooters. Because you are that kind of a freak train. Attack the rim a couple of times, you are that kind of a freak train. Simple. All right? So I'm happy that Doc coming in. Doc is working in on this guy, trying to build his confidence in and trying to make him work, right? Then the next thing that I'm happy about Doc is that he's going to try get these guys to work together as a team and build that teammate chemistry. It got better than it had been this year.
Yeah.
All right? Then we get into the playoffs. These guys are number one. They have a MVP caliber player.
when-
Joel Embiid, an all-star. They are clean.
And when they played
They are-
together, the numbers were out. You could see that these guys can't lose together when they play together.
Clean.
Even if you remove Joel, those games where Joel didn't play, Ben played exceptionally without him. But this spacing thing that people make it out to be, that has never been an issue to me because when Ben was more assertive and Ben and Joel would go to the 3-point line and he was shooting there a lot, people would say,
complaining
nah,
that
he's
that
shooting
Joel
too
needs
much.
to come back in. He's a big man.
But he was still the big man that's got the most post-ups at the same time. So, hey man, you can't please everybody with everything. I don't believe in that narrative of the spacing thing. Well, if you actually look at them play together, there is no such thing. There's no such thing.
Yeah, so back in the playoffs, these guys are playing the Hawks. This was never supposed to be a 5-game series, 6. This was supposed to be thing in 4. 5 max.
Yeah.
5 max. We all know what happened. They lost. What was the reoccurring theme in the press conferences of those games against the Hawks? What was the reoccurring theme there? Doc, are you going to take out Ben Simmons? It seems like he's struggling, whatever. Are you going to take him off and not play him? What was Doc Rivers' response?
There's no need for that.
Do you guys know how good this man is? Have you forgotten? This guy is an amazing, and he instilled confidence. Every single post-game interview, they asked him that bullshit every
Game
time. They asked him that bullshit. Till Game 7, they had lost. Samangazwa ngu Ben Simmons in Game 7.
Not wanting to dunk and passing it. That shows you just assertiveness.
Bro, the things that we can look at everyone else and say, yeah, everyone's to blame. Joe played horribly in Game 4. Who's this? Tobias didn't show up the other game. Matisse turned it over and didn't make... Everyone has a role, but we all know what happens. And this is the thing that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How do you guys excuse a man and say, yeah, we all didn't... Bro, we know this. When we blame LeBron for 2011, it's not all on him. Are you guys sick?
Straight facts.
When we blame Steph Curry for throwing the ball behind his back in 2016, is it all on him that we lost? I'm lost. None of this shit makes sense.
It's just a really disingenuous argument to make you shut up.
No.
That doesn't make sense.
Because we never look at ball like this. We never look at ball. But with Ben Simmons, he has some kind of privileges and the way that you guys look at him as if you tell us that he's so amazing, but then you treat him like a role player. When you guys want to speak about him, you want to speak like he's a fucking role player.
That's true still.
I'm lost. This
When
shit
you
doesn't
put
make
accountability,
any sense.
listen, you're going to get the most praise, but you're also going to get the most hate on you as well. When you fuck up, we're going to put the most pressure on you. Pressure creates diamonds. And how do when we praise diamonds?
No, that's
bro.
a call. Lilahla elia. Yeah, suyicingana uyicinga idiamond nglalide. Lilahla lalide.
dog,
Ah,
I really
lilahla lalide. Yeah, go rate. Iyaphela kudala ngoku. Nkile. But back to what is this?
The press conference thing.
Press conferences, Doc Rivers. Now it's time we speaking. Do you think you can win with this guy? Hey, Burayam. He said shit that he wasn't supposed to say. That's Titinyan. But at that time, I'm feeling him. Same with Joel Embiid. It's emotional at that time. We are fed up. It has led up to this point. Every single time, bro. You aren't aggressive. We are giving you a chance. We're saying, play, do the shit.
Instilling confidence in you.
This man is not attacking the rim. Everything that he's good at, the rim. This guy's not a competitor. He's not a competitor.
This is not the first time that Ben has gone missing in the playoffs.
I don't want to get into that. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't want to get. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into the only guys that he can play against are Jared Dudleys and show niggas up. People that people don't rate. I don't want to get into that.
I was never gonna say them ones.
I don't want to get into that.
It's a pattern that has been reoccurring.
No,
and we can blame other people.
The thing
but
is,
there's one common denominator.
No. Ask yourself a real question. Was what Doc said and Joel Embiid significant enough to warrant this response? After everything I've told you about how things have led up, is it significant enough? The things that were said, were they significant enough?
Saying that I'm not sure whether we can win with him now. After seeing an appalling demonstration from when you say I'm not sure fair to.
No, but things get spun. Things get spun and it's like, yeah, he meant that. We all take it the same. We all know what I'm not sure means. And when Joel said the turning point of that game was when that man did that, it really was. Basketball's about momentum. The momentum fucking shifted at that point. The momentum was gone. We dead. Because now we're like, who the hell are we playing with? 6'10", big, the prince, bro. I fucking love Ben Simmons, but he's driving me crazy. The skill, the talent is out of this world. But he's driving me crazy. Attack the freaking rim. But what is he scared of? Shooting free throws. So he can't be that guy. He's scared. He shot the worst free throw percentage ever. Look at guys. And now you want to talk to me about 3-point shooting. You want to tell me that's why he's bad. No, nigga. Let's start off where he's wrong. Because we clearly know that Ben Simmons is not about progressing any time. He doesn't care for progression. But let's look at what's wrong with this man. And what we all know, it's glaring. Because the one thing about this situation that doesn't make sense is telling us about this nigga shooting threes. Doesn't make sense at all. The three thing doesn't make sense. That nigga needs to see a shrink.
Yep.
I'm no psych person. That nigga needs to fucking see a shrink. We all can see it. It's glaring us in the face. He does not want to attack. He can't shoot. There's something that's going on.
Needs Danny Santiago.
He needs Dr. Danny Santiago. He needs a revamp like my nigga Terrence King. I'm telling you. If you haven't watched Necessary Roughness, check it out. It's amazing. It's a beautiful side of sport. This is insane. I do not want to see him shooting again. I want to see him in the fucking what is this? In the fucking office, lying down on his back, telling someone his fucking problems and what the hell is wrong. Because there's something that's not right. It's not a confidence issue because Ben is fucking confident.
Yeah.
He backs himself like no one else. There's something that's not correct and he needs to just sort that shit out and get on the court and actually play. He needs to fucking play. Because it makes no sense. This makes nothing. I can't. Akfestani fuck all. Nix.
My thing is, this man has just signed a new deal, man.
He signed it last year.
He just signed a new
5
deal.
year.
And then he performed the way that he did. Had a a decent regular season, great defensive season. And then right after that, you have a playoff season like you had. And then now you want out. You still have 4 years on your contract. You still have 4 years on your contract.
Guys,
How do you ask out of your contract when you still have 4 years? You have no leg to stand on to be asking out. You may be unhappy. You're getting paid a lot of money. Be unhappy where you are. Askatali. Abananda bandota. You're getting paid. They're not going to get what they're worth.
what you worth.
Yeah.
They're not gonna get what they paid for. Listen,
It
man.
doesn't make sense. You
Listen.
have no leg to stand on. Players have the right for movement and whatnot, but there's also timing of when you can do those things. And if you're not gonna understand the business side, then you're just a
doesn't care
spoiled
for it.
brat. You're just acting like a kid that's not being paid these millions. I hate pocket watching and watching people's pockets, but when we're talking about contracts and business side, we have to look at your pocket in them situations.
That's not even pocket watching with this guy. Shout out
Yeah.
to you guys if you're still watching this video at this time. Again, 4-year contract. Still left. When do guys ask for trades? Typically. With 1 year left on their contract.
Let's talk about the
Teams stopped giving guys 7-year contracts and started giving them 4-year contracts because they're uncertain. This nigga got a 5-year contract, still 4 left. He wants out. Who the hell is gonna say get out? I don't understand. He thinks he's pre-agencies with 4 years left. He thinks he can start pre-agency with 4 years. 4 years, and you're telling me you want out. What's gonna happen if he doesn't go out? What happens? I saw this thing, he lied. I saw this thing, he lied.
If anything,
And Saul's a thing, he lied.
this is
Saul's-
potentially gonna backfire on the players. If anything,
That's the scary part. To me, that is the scariest
if
part.
you force the owners to make these trades and to move you when it doesn't make sense, it's not beneficial for the team and for their interests. It doesn't make sense.
What scares me is that, player empowerment is going to take steps back because of this. I'm for player empowerment, but at this point, we need to look out for owners too.
Better,
because
you have
it doesn't
rights.
make sense.
You have
for
rights as a player and whatnot. When the teams are making you unhappy, you want to opt out. But also look at the responsibilities that you have. You have rights. Look at your responsibilities too. You are obligated to finish your contract to its full degree. You have 4 years left. You can't then rock the boat as if
They
you
don't
have
have any
leverage.
incentive.
You have no leverage at this point to enforce your rights on the team.
The things that sports media, NBA media, Twitter, everything on the internet is trying to tell you what Ben Simmons is doing is okay. and it makes a lot of
It's
sense for
PC
him to
culture.
ask. I am so lost as to how a man with 4 years, it's okay for him to ask to be traded out. What incentive do the Philly have? He stay. It's a toxic work environment. Kwathini asiqali uba toxic ngawe. Soze sife ngawe kuwindow when toxic. You lied into yiyo uzohlala kule ndawo kuyo uzoqumba then uphinde ube right. Uzoqumba uphinde ube right. Asuva ngelied. Ndaqala uyiva. Uthiwa kuviwa ngentwana with 4 years. What incentive? What fucking incentive do Philly have for that? Everyone's telling Philly, no, you need to move on. What the hell are you guys talking about? Does this make any sense? Once a team now has to move this guy out of your team, right? They have to move him. I would think, as an owner, I'm redrafting the CBA, man. I'm calling other owners and I want to redraft the CBA. And we're going to re-talk this out about the CBA. We're going to re-chat this shit. And once we get to that point, this player movement, he's dead in the water. He's taking us back. He's taking us back to the Stone Ages. And he needs to be reprimanded.
Players have power. You don't have that much power. We are playing.
There's a balance of power.
Nice with you. You have a certain amount of power. You have the media that will back you. You have the fans that will back you. But in certain situations like this, even me as a fan, I can't back this.
In all honesty, I expect this from spoiled brats like Ben Simmons. He acts like a spoiled brat. He embodies everything. I kind of expect this. What actually pisses me off is media. Everyone on socials and it. You guys really think this is okay? You guys, this makes sense to you guys. You guys think it's significant enough. Whatever Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers said, you guys think that's significant enough for this guy to get traded? You guys are pissing me off. You are pissing me off. But anyway, with that, I'm done. This has been a long-ass video.
But there's so much more that I still want to say.
There's so much, but it's 20 minutes,
hey, man,
bro.
Just hit it in the comments. For whatever you have to say, trust me, I have a rebuttal. There were more things that were said, and there's more actual answers for why the things that were said. Small clips of what Joel has said, cut out and things like that. But yeah, man, this thing has been long. You must ask. If you want to know, you must ask. Go in the comments and ask.
Yeah, go bore me in the comments with the boring queries. I'll get to you.
If you see it differently, you don't know ball well enough. Learn the game.
Otherwise, dinar, man. Dinar. It's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Dinar. Like, comment, subscribe.